And here we go. After some technical difficulties, we're back with it here. The Lewisville Lightning are up 1-0. That goal coming early with just over 9 minutes still in the period from Luca Noah Dubé. Still trying to sort out a couple audio difficulties we have. There's a shot towards the goal that's redirected in front of the Bedford net. Lewisville Lightning are still on the power play. Just less than a minute left to go on that. And there's a shot they score right in front of the cage. They banged away at it until it finally crossed the red line. And that's going to be a 2-0 lead in favor of the hometown team. Make it Oliver Verrett finding the loose puck right in the crease and jamming it home for a power play goal. So now 2-0 in favor of the Lewisville Lightning over the Bedford Blues. Just over 5 to go now in our first period. There's a pass that goes up the right wing. No one there for it. It's retreating. There's Tanner. Tanner accidentally taking a man down. It goes around the net now for Daigle. Daigle will throw that one up. It'll make its way past Hartles and all the way down the ice. And so icing will be called. So 4:38 still to go in our first period. Face-off's going to go to the left of LeBlanc. One there by the Blues. It was sent to the line by Piet Erainen. Lightning walk in. There's the shot. It's gloved down. They look for the rebound, but covered up. Oh, we have some rough stuff after the play. There's a Lightning player down on the ice. And it looks like we are going to have a man advantage here for the Bedford Blues. It's Nico Rutanga that heads to the box. We'll now have a Bedford power play now for just under 4 minutes. They're going to give that a 4-minute head contact call. So the Blues are going to have the majority of the remainder of this period left on the man advantage. Caught in here by Tanner. Tanner stepping up past the blue line, trying to get a shot off. It's off to Como. Como waits, turns, spins. Will throw that one to the front of the net. No one there, however. Blues walk in. There's a shot that just misses the net of LeBlanc. Boudreau in his own end. His shot trying to get out of the zone. It just will. It was redirected by Pieterainen. Finding in that center. Here's Stewart. Head manning the puck. Stepping in. There's the shot that just goes over the net. Max Willett stepping in, trying to get a shot off. Here's another try from the blue line. Redirected and swept away. Tanner battling there for it. Watching is Campbell, but it's sent outside to the red line. Blues step in. Looking, there's McKinnon. McKinnon finding it in the corner. Sent up just outside the blue line. They'll touch up, and we'll have an offside against the visiting team in white. Still over 2.5 to go on the Bedford man advantage. They enter the zone along the left side. Throwing that one across. That one blocked and off a skate. Looking to battle out there was McNeil. and it'll just be kept in. Here's McNeil, another try, trying to go up the wall, blocked in there. That one looked to have been Reed to the middle, right in the slot, and that one somehow stays out of the net. Caught back in at the line, waiting. There's another try, blocked away by the pad of LeBlanc, redirected into the corner. Boudreau throwing that one outside the zone. Chasing after it, there's Como. Blues walk in right across the ringette line, trying to get a shot up. There it is, but it just misses wide of the left cage. Stopped in at the ringette line. Looking there is Young. Young to the blue line. There it is. And another great save by Ezekiel LeBlanc. And here's a near miss just moments ago. It was Young digging for it right at the net. But somehow that one stays out of the net. There's a quick shot turned and saved away by LeBlanc. Face-offs one here in the Bedford zone. Walking in, there's a try from the blue line. That one didn't miss the mark by much. They throw it down low here, looking at over there's Heartland. Stopped in the corner by LeBlanc. LeBlanc going around the cage. She's stripped of the puck. It's Sirois able to get that one and fire that one 200 feet down the length of the ice. Just a minute and a half left to go in period one. It's 2-0 in favor of the Lewisville Lightning. Goals from Dubé and Verrett. Now potential one-on-one here, shorthanded. Stepping in there, Oliver Verrett trying to get a shot on net. He was sent into the corner. That one deflected by the paddle right in front. Bedford now only less than a minute to go on the power play. I've had 4 minutes and generated countless chances, just haven't been able to capitalize on one thus far. Shot to the net there. There was Tanner falling in the corner. I believe that was Reed that went with him. Some battling on the far boards. This one swept to the line. Be cleared and back off the boards. Blues walk in at a sharp angle. Going around the net now. Heartland chucking that one to the line, waiting and shooting. This one flies up, caught down by Tanner. Tanner will be able to escape the zone here as the power play expires. So now a 5-on-5 coming down in the final couple seconds of the period. Here's Tanner throwing that one to the line. It's poked. Might be an odd man rush back the other way. Stepping in, could be all alone. Wax given in the save there by LeBlanc as Heartland still has it on his forehand. Tries to throw that one out in front. Now doesn't have much time. Caught in at the line. And that will end what has most definitely been an entertaining period one. It's 2-0 Lewisville after one. A quick break before we start the second here on MST. And we return back for period two action. Campbell steps into the draw for Bedford. And he'll win that one back, but taken away by the Lightning. Shoving it against the boards there was Purdy as he tries to find his way to the opposite boards. Cleared in, that'll just miss the tape there of Rutanga. Cleared in by the Blues. At the ringette line now, they'll get pinned up against the boards. Multiple players looking and jamming at it at the line. Winding up for a clap bomb there was McKinnon. Now and turned away by LeBlanc in the cage. Blues recovering possession. It's Campbell trying to find it in his feet. Has pressure there. Rutanga cutting to the middle, walking in, shooting. Saved by Kuzner. And what a rush. Kuzner now down on the ice, but able to keep that one from crossing the red line, but just barely. Just flipped over the net here right off the draw. McKinnon, one touch pass across. Playing catch there was Reed and Campbell stepping up before they're promptly swept away right at the blue line. Lightning will find it at center. Stepping in along the blue line, stopping there, barely caught in at the line. Clearing attempt. That one picked and stolen. Boudreau hounding his man. Taken away by Gauguin. Gauguin finding his way into the corner, back up to the high slot, makes a nice move. Poke checked off the puck as it's moved away there by Tooley. Along the boards it'll go for Young. Young skating up, we got a whistle here. Looks like the face-off will head just outside the Bedford bench. We're behind the cage now. It's Tanner searching for it as he had pressure incoming there from LeBlanc. Now Lightning might have a chance. Splitting the D here, walking in was Verret, but couldn't quite get a shot off. He was poke checked at the last second. At the line waiting, there's a shot. And that one redirected off the pad of Kuzner. Callie Walker trying to step one in from the line. Dubé to the middle, walking in, Verret the shot! And a near miss there. As that was Sirois with the shot rather. Still with it, Sirois. Finding his way into the corner. With some pressure, Verret also there. Turning around, Verret, the shot. Sirois couldn't quite get that one on his stick. Bit jumpy there, as now he's hit right in the corner. That's going to be called. Looks like it's Mayer Schneier. They'll head to the box for body contact. We're going to have a Lewisville Lightning power play now, just 9:02 left in the second. Campbell in to take the draw against Verret. One there, it's a quick shot on net. Stewart going around the net. Shot in as it's brought back into center. Lewisville on the man advantage here, just under 2 minutes to go, and that's Sirois trying to do a little dipsy doodle, finding his way to the net. That one cleared all the way down the length of the ice, so a good penalty kill so far. Getting it started off for the Blues. Captain Tanner regathering for Lewisville back in his own end. Throwing that one up along the boards. Caught in by Stewart, and he'll send that one the opposite way. Tanner behind the net. Against the wall. Verrett scooping that one. Skating on to Campbell. Verrett across the blue line. Will dump it in past McKinnon. Caught in by Kuzner. And he'll gather that one and stop play. With just under 8 minutes to go so far. Here in the second period, approaching midway through the game. Both teams, countless chances thus far. But it's the Lightning that have capitalized on 2 of them. And still have the power play for just under a minute. Rutanga put to the net. Unable to get that one. It's flipped to the line. Caught in by Tanner. He'll backhand that one. That one blocked. He'll try again. Boudreau trying to go to that one. It's taken away. And fired down the length of the ice. Catching it in here is McNeil. He'll throw that one along the boards. So letting that bring it up. Boudreau along the left wing to the side of the net. Throwing that one in front. Rutang with the backhand. And that one had Kuzner down and out. But just missed the net. That one not by much in the middle. Lewisville defense were making a change. That gave a free hole to get the Bedford Blues out of the zone. Shot in, caught by the Bedford defenseman. There was a Bad who will lift that one down the ice, who had fallen, and Tooley looked to have wanted a call on that one. Lightning through center. Caught back by Tooley as he backhands that one down to the opposite end of the ice. Taken by Sommers. Rotated back, here's Campbell stepping into the zone for the Blues. Campbell moving in, waiting, and shooting, and that one rejected by LeBlanc. Lightning with a clean break as they get out of the zone. Working up the right wing here. Going across, sent to the middle, redirected onto Kuzner, and he's there to make the save. So another good chance for the Lightning as they look for even more insurance here in this one. They're up 2-0 with just over 6 to play in the second. Faceoff will go to the right of Kuzner. To be taken here by Piet Erainen. Gauguin trying to find his way to the middle. Boudreau waiting and firing, and that one will just miss the net. Taken up here in the corner by Willette. He'll send that one to the middle. Captured in there by Piet Erainen. Stewart in his own end. Throwing that one against the boards. Harlan unable to get to that one. Move behind the net. Stewart again. We'll try the same thing. It's taken by Hartland this time as he tries to toe drag to get around Camo. Going to the far boards here. It's LeBlanc. Almost being stopped, but barely able to get that in before it was wired back out into center. Blues bringing it back in. They cut towards the line. Lightning will bring it out on the near boards. They'll find their way through the neutral zone. The attempted dump in is stopped. Right there as it's moved back along the other way there by Schneer. Schneer stepping in, got a penalty earlier. And that pass picked off. Potential on-man rush for the Lightning. Walking in, right wing, there's the shot, the rebound, they score! And make it the second of the game for Oliver Verrett. As he now gets the Lightning with a 3-goal advantage finding his way to bang the rebound in. With just under 5 to play in the second period. Official having a conversation with the Bedford coaching staff. And puck is dropped back at center. Blues are down from a 3-0 hole so far in this hockey game. Lightning recovering behind their net. That's Bork. Headmanning the puck up through center. Moving along the right wing. There's the hard shot. Smothered by Kuzner. Been Hudson Kuzner, who has been peppered with shots so far here in this game. He's the only reason, or one of the main reasons so far, this game isn't more out of hand, but 3-0 Lewisville. It's been a dominant portion of this game so far, as we're now down to less than 4 to go in period 2. To the hash mark, stepping up there. Here's Sirois. Going down in the corner, right in front of the net. Here it is, Dubé to the side, who trying to shove it in, but that one taken away by Young as he rotates back the other way. Throwing that one across for Purdy. Purdy trying to step in on Tanner. Tanner defending, and that pass sent to the middle but redirected, and will find its way outside the zone. Gonna be back there for Tooley. Here's Tanner gaining speed, backhanded into the zone. Tooley finding it back for the Blues. Up to center, rebounded back. Here's Campbell stepping in, unable to get to that one. Shot across the boards. I believe that was Verrett. Back behind the net there. It's Tanner. Gathering back as he sent that one up the boards. Put to the net, but sent wide. At the blue line again, shot in with the forehand as the Blues try to juggle it almost out of the zone into the neutral zone. Shot in by the timekeeper's box. Now sent back in down behind the net of Kuzner. Tooley regathering that one, trying to send that one up to the boards, and he will. Shot by Reed, delayed icing now, and this one will go at just under 2.5. Still left in period 2. The Lightning are up 3-0, 2 goals from Verrett, and the first one from Dubé. To the net, Kuzner quickly needing to cover up there. Rutanga trying to find that one off the line. It's cleared back to the Blues defenseman Walsh and cleared out. Puck will come to rest behind the net of LeBlanc. Looking for it on the near boards. A battle, a clap bomb from the line. That one didn't get on net, however. There's a dangerous rebound that ended up right in the high slot. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty against the Lewisville Lightning. So the Bedford Blues will head to the man advantage, coming down Coming down to the last stretch of the second period, Bedford will end it on a power play. Could be huge if they can get at least one before the end of the second. Bedford controlling, up to the line, waiting, firing, and that one blocked before it get to the net. That one looked to be, I believe that was Somers out in front getting into that one. There's another try. That one just sails over the net. Will be cleared at the hash marks. And will just barely get out of the zone. A diving effort from the Lightning man there. Here's Hartland. Now with intense pressure, has to go back to his own end and leave that one off. Back up for Hartland. Blues trying to move it through the neutral end. Sent back the opposite way for McKinnon. McKinnon stepping up past the blue line. Moving it on his backhand. McKinnon around the net trying to move it through the legs of a Lightning defenseman. Not much time now left in the second. In the corner. Looking for it there. Going around the net is Stewart. Recaptured back by the Lightning as time continues to wind down. Somers with control outside the zone, and it'll go. Now not giving much time for the Blues to get back in. They need to get set up or at least get a shot. Walking in, there's a try. It'll go to the side of the net now where it's covered up by LeBlanc with less than 10 to go in period two. Here's another quick shot to the net. And that one's going to be whistled down before the period could end here. I believe we have 0.2 left on the score clock, so we're going to have a quick face-off to end the period. Bedford will have a couple seconds left on the power play when we come back for the third here on MST. Stick around. The start of period 3, 12 on the clock. And not too much time left in the Bedford penalty. It'll just be ending there. LeBlanc still in the net. Here's Walker finding it in the corner. We'll flip that one against the wall. It's Dubé that takes it out for the Lightning. Stopping and throwing it back there for the Blues is Stewart. Around the goal for Tanner. Rimmed along the boards. That one behind Sirois. It's Verrett bringing it out. His way to center. He has pressure there from Campbell as he puts it back onto the tape of Tanner. Tanner skating up past the blue line. Moving in. Hits the brakes. Delays. Goes off a bit of shifty edge work. Right to the middle. And what a pass, but what a save. There by Kuzner. He has a stick drop. Defense is going to give it to him. Meanwhile, back the other way. Here's the shot that just misses the net. Two great chances to start the period. Tanner trying to go back the other way. Sirois poking that one off. It's flipped there by Verrett. Back for Sirois. Sirois down into the zone. Caught in there by Abad. Successful breakout from Bedford will be stopped right at the red center line. Backhanded in. His way around the net there is Birdie. Birdie stopping at a sharp angle. Trying to put that one to the net. It was redirected. Just finds its way out of the zone. Back in the zone now. The Lightning try to get their own breakout. That pass intended for Rutanga blocked in. Here's the shot. That was blocked by Abu Agina. Down to the opposite end they'll go. We have a tripping penalty coming up against Bedford. So we're going to have a Lewisville Lightning penalty to start off the third period. Right at center there. Clearly accidental, just trying to get back on the back check, but taking his man down. Opposite end of the ice, here was a quick clear. It's McNeil for Lewisville. Throwing that one up as that one gets to center. Moving in along the left wing. Here's the shot! And the save by Kuzner as it went off his blocker. The line, Abu Agina, the shot was redirected. Lightning behind the net. Turning, trying to find a man in the middle is Rutanga. This one cleared all the way down the ice. And will give a bit of a chance for the Blues to get a breather here as the Lightning make all their changes. Moving up is McNeil. Showing off his speed, accelerating through center. McNeil to the middle, there's the shot. And Kuzner there for the save. It's just over 9 to go in period 3, and we'll have another look at it. McNeil almost going end to end. And Kuzner able to get a glove on that one. Quick whistle to the side of the net. Oh, and not looking too dangerous. Luckily, Kuzner able to get a glove on that immediately. We'll try this one again. Quickly at the line. Barely held in there by Daigle. The Lightning find it in the corner, the back end of the front of the net. That one swept and taken away. The Blues will launch that one to the opposite end. LeBlanc gonna watch it hit the side of his net. The Blues take it shorthanded. Hartland waiting, gets taken up by Boudreau. Around the net it'll go. Daigle finding it, just less than 30 seconds left to go in their power play. Piet Arainen causing some disturbance. He'll clear that one in. Gathered here by Sommers. Sommers headmans the puck over for Gauguin. Gauguin across for Boudreau. Boudreau to the middle and couldn't quite hit his target. And there multiple players collide as the penalty about to expire. The Blues have successfully killed off a much needed power play. Cannot afford to go down 4-0. Come down to the final stages here of this game. Tanner behind the net, waits on his forehand, sends that one along the boards. Out of the reach of Boudreau. Campbell is also chasing onto that one. Cleared back, Tanner pokes at that one, gathered by Walker. Walker against the boards, stopped. And cleared by LeBlanc. LeBlanc and Tanner move back for Boudreau. Boudreau trying to go up against the wall. He's blocked in again. Here's LeBlanc battling with Tanner as they both go up against the boards. Boudreau taken back in the corner. Boudreau moving up the wall. That pass to the middle almost hits Dubé and back over for Walker. Walker moves that one up. Cleared and stolen. Getting in between a bunch of feet now in the neutral zone. Blues trying to step in. Toe drag attempt. There's Tanner again. Absolute clinic on defense tonight. Here's Bulk stepping up for the Lightning. Bulk moving in. Now with the clear behind the net. There's a wraparound attempt, was blocked and backhanded out, or just not. Tanner was barely able to keep that one inside the zone. Who's now into the line, waiting the pass to the middle. Purdy wishing he could have that one back, sent it just out of the reach of his target. Here's Purdy again. There's the shot on LeBlanc. At the line, caught in McKinnon. There's a try, and was blocked by defenseman Tanner Cesans. That one up to Sirois. Sirois busting in, working his way around and steered into the corner. Blues regathering here in the corner. Around the net goes McKinnon. Breakout attempt blocked. Lightning bring it back in. Another try. This one barely kept in. That one looked to have been Dubé getting a stick on it. McKinnon will send that one out again, and this time it'll finally get out. Could be a potential break. Walking in. Here's the shot. Great save by Ezekiel LeBlanc to keep that one out of the cage. McNeil up to the blue line. Rutanga unable to get to that one, as he's now pinned up against the boards to the middle. Move back now to the Bedford defense off of a turnover. Sent across McNeil. Campbell trying to poke at that one. Turned around there by Purdy. There behind the Bedford net, we have gone to our final 5 here of period 3. Back up to center. There's a Lightning defense that fell. Could be a break. Here's Tanner out of nowhere. And he looks like he's going to get a call on that, but definitely saved a breakaway. He's going to go off for a trip. And now Bedford will head to a key power play. Good play from Zachary Tanner to get back on defense. Just takes his man down in the process. And this is a must score now for Bedford to try to get back into this one. Face off in between the legs of the official. Gauguin going up to the line. Reed leaving that one off, getting it back. Young up to his point. Tooley stepping in. What a move. There's the backhand. Almost redirected. It's blocked. Gauguin poking at it. Reed trying to get a shot at it now as it's found in the corner by Gauguin. Thrown up against the boards. Blocked in. Waiting. Here's a shot towards the net. LeBlanc the save, and the rebound is just caromed wide. Reed, again, they jam it at the side of the net. It's loose there for a minute, but they'll whistle it down. We see a little bit of pushing and shoving, but not too much. And here's the chance from earlier. A wide open shot there. And what a save from LeBlanc, who had to see that one through a crowd. Face off now into LeBlanc's left. One there by the Lightning. Tanner trying to poke it up. He was stripped by Young. The pass to the slot redirected by Gauguin. Here it is, and just wide. A great power play so far for the Blues. There's Walker, tried to clear, but send that one to the line. The shot almost dipped down right to the net, but it's Tanner able to send that one the length of the ice. So far, a very strong power play from the team in white. Here's Young stepping in. Backhand to the line. Sent across. It just kept in. Was a risky pass. But there's the Blues defenseman that falls down. It's Bulk to send that one all the way down. Here's Kuzner. Stepping out of his net to play it. Gathered behind the net. The center now, it's Young picking it up on his backhand. Here's Young moving his way into the zone along the left wing. Young getting across Tanner. Young to the net, and that one redirected wide by McKeel. We have a very brief 5-on-3 for the Blues, as that one's about to end here soon. Walking in, there's the shot. LeBlanc, the save again. This man's been unreal so far tonight, stopping everything that has come his way. Here's Bork stepping up the left side, walking in all alone. There's the shot. Kuzner, the save. And by somehow no goals within the past minute, as there's Sommers just out of the box. It's now 5-on-5. Just 2 minutes here to go in this game. 3-0 in favor of the Lewisville Lightning. Lewis stepping in. Gets Arainen. Pinned him against the boards. It's a 2-on-2. There's a Lightning player that falls down. Sommers able to get that one outside the zone. At the blue line, sent to the middle. Still with it, a bit of confusion as now Verrett sends it towards the Bedford zone, gathered in by McKinnon on his backhand. Stepping in, McKinnon, he's poke checked. Now brought back up. Bedford making changes with speed. It's Verrett walking in, wants his hat trick. There's the shot. And Kuzner with the save, denying him of that. As we get to just over a minute left in the third. And another tightly contested battle. Here at the 2026 Colin Coleman. And coming your way next, it's more Lewisville Lightning. We'll see a lot of them today in the U13A division. It's the Lewisville Lightning and the Oromocto Eagles coming to visit here as we are down to our last minute. Captured behind the net of Kuzner. They find their way into the corner. Body still pressed up against the glass. The Lightning look to hold it in. They battle for it, and it looks like they're going to whistle this one down. .30 and some left to go in this hockey game. 3-0 in favor of Lewisville. 2 goals, Oliver Verrett, and the first one from Luca Noah-Jubé. Bedford at their own ringette line, throwing that one out, blocked in by Tanner. He is almost smoked, but ends up making a nice spin move. Now heads against the boards. Puck was pinned there for a quick moment. Now shot out the red line. Blues bring it in. Walking in. The pass across. And unable to hold it on the backhand. There was Taylor. And the Lewisville Lightning will take this one by a score of 3-0 here in our third game. Stick around for our next game. Lightning goals. U13AA here in MSD. Bring the lane from the K in Lewisville.